The WWE has a, shall we say, difficult relationship when it comes to minorities. Even when they say they've been trying to find their next big Latino star since Eddie Guerrero. The disrespect of WWE involving its Hispanic talent runs deep. Even though we have the awesome faction of Legado del Fantasma and the success of Damian Priest, that doesn't erase the failures like Sin Cara, Rey Mysterio's horribly booked world title reigns, Kerwin White, Los Matadores, Lucha House Party, and let's not even talk about Alberto Del Rio. Oh, and let's not forget about the Mexicools, which had world-famous luchadors Psychosis, Super Crazy, and Juventud Guerrera cast as stereotypical gardeners riding on lawnmowers. That gimmick happened in 2006. What a mercy. But the biggest missed opportunity for the next big Hispanic WWE megastar, Andrade Cien Almas. Known as La Sombra in CMLL and New Japan, and one of the founding members of the infamous Los Ingobernables. ACA made his NXT debut in 2016, where he didn't really do much for his first year except lose a lot. In 2017, NXT finally threw him a bone when they paired him with Zelina Vega, a decent wrestler and an exceptional talker, as his manager. Thanks to her, Andrade's popularity and presentation skyrocketed, and he defeated Drew McIntyre at TakeOver War Games to become the NXT World Champion. Andrade continued to rise with his 5-star classics with Johnny Gargano and a surprise entrant in the 2018 Royal Rumble, one of the best Royal Rumbles of all time by the way, before finally losing the NXT title to Aleister Black at TakeOver New Orleans. Andrade Cien Almas and Zelina Vega were called up shortly after WrestleMania 34 to SmackDown and did nothing. Absolutely nothing. Oh, okay, well, they feuded with Rusev and Lana, and then Andrade's name was shortened, and that's it for 2018. I really wish I was joking. In 2019, it was pretty much the same. He had some matches, but nothing special. Actually, let me read my notes here. Nope, that's pretty much it. Wait. He was in the, participation trophy battle royal at Mania 35. Oh god, wait, that can't be it. No, that's it. Finally, Andrade captured the United States Championship from Rey Mysterio at a Madison Square Garden house show at the end of 2019. Well, that's better. From there, he had wonderful matches with Mr. 619 for the title on Raw, and after squashing Humberto Carrillo for ages and aligning himself with Angel Garza, I'm sorry to say the wheels fell off pretty quick for Andrade. He was suspended for 30 days for violating the wellness policy. Oof. Missed out on defending the US title at Mania 36 thanks to a rib injury. Double oof. He lost the United States title to Apollo Crews in May. That's not really an oof, but sad he lost his title, I guess. And then came the Street Profits and the never-ending feud. The biggest oof. Andrade then lost the most important thing he ever had, Zelina Vega as a manager, after he and Garza couldn't stop bickering like children, and then Andrade got killed by The Fiend, the end. March 2021 came, and after 5 months of doing absolutely nothing, Andrade, one of the most talented, handsome, and popular luchadors in the world, was given his release from WWE. We barely knew him. Seriously. But then, soon after AEW Double or Nothing 2021, we were introduced to AEW's newest Batman villain, newest signing, Black Mask. I meant Andrade El Idolo dressed as Black Mask. Proof if proof needed that all wrestlers are normal comic book nerds just like you and me. Andrade has a bright future ahead of him in AEW, but if WWE actually did a double take and realized what kind of wrestler they had on their roster, it could have been so much fun seeing the rise of the biggest Latino WWE star since Eddie Guerrero. WWE never truly knows what they have until they go to a better company. So say it with me, Andrade Cien Almas deserved better. So this is going to be a bit of a different type of booking, because this story is not just about Andrade. The goal is to make Andrade and other Latino superstars into megastars. The rise of Andrade can be used to elevate new and underused talent. Our story begins in 2018 after Wrestlemania 34, where Andrade and Zelina Vega are drafted to SmackDown and begin a program with Daniel Bryan and Brie Bella. But mostly it's D-Bry versus Andrade for the summer to establish El Idolo as a major player. Andrade wins that feud. At SummerSlam 2018, Jeff Hardy is still the US champion because we're not doing that Dick Kick City gimmick of Shinsuke Nakamura's anymore. And at SummerSlam, Andrade beats Hardy to win the US championship a year early. His first championship, and he's just getting started. Andrade holds on to the title until Rusev wins it on his birthday, aka Christmas, aka Rusev Day. Rusev holds on to the title until losing it back to Andrade in a fatal 4-way at WrestleMania 35 featuring Shinsuke Nakamura and R-Truth. Why not? Andrade is then drafted to Raw and brings the US title with him. And here comes a new challenger, Rey Mysterio, who, along with his son Dominik, are major players in this story of Andrade. After healing up his injuries in 2019, Rey thinks about retiring when his son, Dominik, returns to talk him out of it, like in real life, the same exact segment as in real life. Andrade and Zelina attack and taunt the Mysterios frequently on Raw, and Rey Mysterio goes into feud with Andrade going into SummerSlam 2019, and with Dominik in Rey's corner at every match. Rey wins the United States title from Andrade at SummerSlam and then goes on to lose it to AJ Styles before the draft. Dominik is later attacked by Brock Lesnar. And then, like in real life, we have that super fun Rey Mysterio versus Brock Lesnar feud going into Survivor Series. Brock versus Rey at Survivor Series, and Andrade and Zelina cost Rey the win by attacking poor Dominik again. After Survivor Series, Andrade then sets his sights on Humberto Carrillo, whom he has been trying to form an alliance with since Carrillo has been rubbing shoulders with the likes of AJ Styles and other big names. Carrillo refuses this offer, and Andrade decides to make Carrillo's life a living hell on Raw. Andrade puts a bounty on him, which causes poor Humberto to go on a big-ass losing streak. Tired of losing, Humberto finally allies himself with the Mysterios as Rey's new pupil and a friend of Dominik, who both still have unfinished business with Andrade and Zelina. Before the Royal Rumble 2020, Angel Garza debuts on the main roster as Zelina's newest client and Andrade's apprentice. Thanks to Garza, Andrade is able to beat AJ Styles for the US title on Raw and goes on to face Humberto Carrillo at the Royal Rumble for the title, after Humberto was able to pin Andrade in a non-title match the week before the Rumble. Andrade retains, but later Humberto redeems himself by eliminating Andrade from the Royal Rumble. After Andrade is sadly hit with a wellness violation for 30 days, sorry, don't want to mess with reality, Humberto and Angel feud going into Elimination Chamber 2020. Draw some history from, I don't know, their actual family history, since they are real-life shoot cousins, with Garza saying Humberto could have been a success if only he bought in to the greatness of Andrade and Zelina. At the Chamber pay-per-view, Andrade returns after his suspension to team with Garza to face Rey Mysterio and Humberto Carrillo in an awesome tag team match, with Humberto getting the pin on Garza for the win. Going into WrestleMania 36, again reality sets in. Andrade is sadly stripped of the US title after his rib injury. Like in my previous bookings, we book a 7-man ladder match for the vacant US title, featuring Rey Mysterio, Humberto, and Angel Garza. The winner winner of that match is still Cedric Alexander, but Garza is able to punish Humberto for humiliating him at Elimination Chamber. Andrade returns from his injury and sets his sights on capturing the Raw tag titles against the Street Profits. But don't worry, this won't be an endless feud. I swear, please come back. Please don't unsubscribe. Please don't click dislike. Oh, wait, never mind. Anyway, instead, Andrade and Garza as a team run through the tag division on Raw and win the tag titles at SummerSlam. Meanwhile, also in the summer, Rey and Seth Rollins have that long-ass feud that overstayed its welcome after the eye for an eye match. So, sorry about this quick detour from Andrade. This is all important, by the way. Let's take a look inside Rey Mysterio's feud with Seth. First of all, no eye for an eye match. Seth and Rey have an I Quit match at the horror show at Extreme Rules, which Seth wins after he threatens to choke the life out of Rey with a chair-assisted choke. Seth still damages Rey's neck, not his eye, his neck, afterwards, and Dominik and Humberto run Seth and his disciple Murphy off to protect Rey. So, yes, some context for this detour. At this point, Rey Mysterio has become super overprotective of his son Dominik after his son's unlucky encounters with the likes of Brock Lesnar, Andrade, and now Seth Rollins. Almost to the point of annoyance, Rey can't stop talking about how important family is, like Dom Toretto. Dominik shows signs of dissension, but he never doubts or questions his father, no matter how frustrating it can be. But now, after Seth and Murphy torture Dominik and Humberto with kendo sticks, Rey is at his breaking point and tries to remove his son from the company he should have never brought him into. However, Dominik and Humberto will not back down without a fight. At SummerSlam 2020, on the same night of Andrade and Garza's tag team title reign, Humberto and Dominik Mysterio, having his debut match, team up to face Seth Rollins and Buddy Murphy in a Tornado Tag Street Fight. 20 minutes of flips, brutal weapon spots, and mind games. What up, OSW? Love y'all. When Seth and Murphy get the win and Rey Mysterio returns after the match to get his revenge. Andrade and Garza retain the Raw Tag Team Championships at Clash of Champions, while on Raw, Rey Mysterio teams with his son Dominik for the first time to finally defeat Seth and Murphy in a steel cage tag team match. Rey is so full of pride and decides to completely trust Dominik as a wrestler, and they form a tag team together in order to become the first ever father and son tag team champions. The Mysterios and their family celebrate the great news together in the ring, but without Humberto. He just wasn't invited to celebrate with the family. What about the star pupil? I thought he was a member of the family. Meanwhile, Andrade, Angel, and Selena have been living their best lives as partners and champions, and they begin to taunt and coerce Humberto again about joining their ranks. As Rey and Dom rack up wins as a tag team on their way to the titles, Humberto continues to look sour and salty at ringside as the weeks go by, arguing with his mentor Rey about being mistreated in the family. Rey understands Humberto's frustration, but he insists that he needs to show Dominik that he loves and trusts him as a wrestler. Humberto lets it go, but is still not content with being the weak link. It's important to know that Rey is still super overprotective of Dominik and insists on doing most of the work during their tag matches. Makes sense since Rey has more experience, but Dominik isn't much of a fan. Dominik continues to get more frustrated more and more as the matches go on and the weeks go on, and actually screams at his dad saying, You say we're a team, Dad, but you don't trust me to win matches. It's your way or the highway. It's Rey and Dominik, not Dominik and Rey. As we roll into 2021, Adam Pearce announces that the Raw and SmackDown Tag Team Championships will be unified in a tournament in favor of new, shiny golden title belts and a stronger cross-branded tag division. At the Royal Rumble, Andrade and Garza win the finals of the Unified World Tag Team Championship Tournament. And as a juicy little nugget, Dominik eliminates his dad Rey in the men's Royal Rumble. But Rey laughs it off with the old, that's my boy, smile. Rey and Dominik later confront the new tag champions, Andrade and Garza, on SmackDown, and issue a challenge to the champs for Elimination Chamber to finally settle the score between them. Thanks to the power of family, Rey and Dominik defeat Garza and Andrade for the World Tag Team titles at Elimination Chamber. However, the celebration would be short-lived. A few weeks pass before Fastlane and the Mysterios lose the titles to the Usos in an open challenge. They lost because of Humberto Carrillo's interference trying to hit Jimmy Uso with a tag belt and hitting Dominik instead. Rey is livid, and he has half a mind to kick Humberto out of the family for his actions. But Dominik covers for his friend Humberto, saying he and Carrillo just want to make you proud. It was an accident. We won't let it happen again. But I guess you still don't trust us as wrestlers or partners. Or maybe you don't even trust us as family anymore. Rey calms down and apologizes for his outburst and promises to do better as a partner to Humberto and as a father to Dominik. But sadly, old habits die hard. Rey's fatherly paranoia of seeing Dominik hurt again flares up, and he refuses to let his son wrestle anymore in order to protect him. Soon after, Andrade and his friends approach Dominik and Humberto one last time to join their ranks, and finally ditch the masked man who will never treat them fairly. Dom and Humberto once again stand by Rey and refuse. While Garza and Vega look visibly upset, Andrade looks on with a suave smile. Tension builds during the road to Wrestlemania, where Andrade and Rey Mysterio qualify for the Intercontinental Championship ladder match at WrestleMania 37 Night 2. The only problem is, Dominik Mysterio was meant to be in this match until Rey had a secret deal behind closed doors with Adam Pearce to have him removed from the ladder match, and Rey taking his place instead. Oh no. For those of whom who have already watched my WrestleMania 37 fantasy booking, Rey Mysterio almost gets the title in the ladder match, but is attacked and pulled off by his son, Dominik. What? Why? Why, Dominik? He just keeps attacking him, punching him, kicking him down, attacks him with a chair again and again. Andrade sees this and laughs and takes Rey out of the match with a DDT on exposed concrete. Dominik walks away to the entrance stage, where we see Angel Garza and Selena Vega applauding Dominik, and Dominik walks off with them. Andrade sadly does not win the Intercontinental title thanks to Big E, but the next night on SmackDown, Andrade, Angel Garza, and Zelina Vega introduce their newest recruits, Dominik Mysterio. Dominik comes out dressed like he's going to a funeral, holding a Mysterio family t-shirt. Dominik holds up a mic to his mouth, but throws it down and just sets the Mysterio family shirt on fire. For the build-up to Backlash, Dominik remains silent and angry. Backstage interviewers try to ask why Dominik betrayed his father, but Dom just walks away with his new familia. Later on, Rey comes out to confront the villains who have clearly brainwashed his son, and he challenges Andrade and Garza to a 2-on-1 handicap match at Backlash in order to secure Dominik's freedom from Andrade. But then, Humberto comes out fuming and is immediately like, dude, I'm right here. What about me? I can help. Why is it a 2-on-1? I thought we were a team. Backstage, Rey explains to Humberto that though they are close as a team, but as a father, he has to be the one to save Dominik. I'm the only one who can convince him that family is important, Rey says. Sorry, Humberto, you're on the bench. Again. At Backlash, Rey is getting destroyed by Andrade and Garza, while Dominik remains silent and watches the match at ringside with Zelina. Andrade pins Rey thanks to interference by a hooded figure revealed to be Humberto Carrillo. After the match, Angel and Humberto finally embrace as cousins, and Andrade, Dominik, and Zelina join them in the ring. All 5 of them stand above a defeated Rey Mysterio. As Zelina prepares to speak, Dominik yanks the mic from her and yells to the crowd, "Now you will all bear witness to the greatest unit ever formed in WWE. We are familia. We are power. We are Energia." Andrade's sexy new Uber faction, Energia, come out in suits the next night on SmackDown, and they run down their entire career history to the crowd. Finally, Dominik and Humberto explain their reasons for turning on Rey. Humberto's reasons are simple. He felt disrespected by his former mentor who wouldn't let him wrestle to his full potential, and now he's joined his real family with his cousin Angel. Dominik, however, has a much more personal reason for betraying his own flesh and blood. He cuts a scathing heel promo on Rey Mysterio, and it goes a little something like this. "You never trusted me, Rey, but that's okay. I don't want your approval anymore. I don't want your love, and I don't want your family name to push me to the top. All my life, I thought I wanted to be just like you. A world-famous luchador, a WWE superstar, and every time you had an excuse. Training would kill me. It's nothing but the road. You'll never have time for your loved ones. And my personal favorite, I want to keep you safe. What about what I want? I guess it doesn't matter to you anymore. Because I'm not your son. I have finally found the family I've always wanted. The ones who will always support my dream. My brothers, Andrade Cien Almas, Angel Garza, and Humberto Carrillo. My sister, Zelina Vega. And me. A new man with a new purpose. And that purpose is to make our shining star Andrade into a world champion. And to personally end your career, Rey. You didn't trust or love Dominik Mysterio, but you will listen, respect, and fear Dominik Guerrero. Dominik renounces the Mysterio name and adopts the last name of Guerrero before finally challenging Rey to a match. Anytime, anywhere. Backstage, Rey is in tears. Interviewers try to get a word in, but all Rey can say is, "Do you really mean that, Dominik?" Afterwards, Rey deletes all his social medias and disappears off TV. Rey is a ghost. While Andrade and Energia seem happy that Rey Mysterio is gone, Dominik is pissed. He wants to make his father suffer, not run away. Dominik continues to rack up wins thanks to Andrade and Zelina's support, but after every match, Dominik screams through a mic, "Fight me, you coward! Face your fears, or I will personally destroy everything you love!" Meanwhile, Andrade enters into a feud with the current Intercontinental Champion, Chad Gable, going into Money in the Bank. Sorry, Apollo Crews. I still love you. At Money in the Bank, after months of avoiding the glaring issue, Angie and Rey Mysterio come out and try to talk sense into their family member Dominik on Rey's behalf. Dominik coldly ignores their attempts to win him back. Guerrero says that he is a better and stronger man without that weak little man around. The son and brother you knew is dead. Aaliyah slaps her demented brother right in the face. Wake up! Don't you see what he's done to you? You need to face your father and apologize. Dominik just laughs and laughs and laughs and seems to want to actually hurt Aaliyah until Rey's music hits and he saves Aaliyah and Angie from further pain. Rey Mysterio finally steps out into the public eye after disappearing for months and finally finds the words to say to his son, I am so disappointed in you. If this is truly what you think of me, if you really think that I have no love for you, if you truly have no intention of changing your ways, then I have no choice, Dominik, but to send you home. I won't allow Andrade to keep feeding you these lies. I'm going to save you from yourself. I challenge you to a loser leaves WWE match at SummerSlam. Dominik accepts the challenge, but adds a juicy little stipulation. If Rey loses, he will leave WWE and then unmask in the middle of the ring. Thankfully, with fantasy booking, let's just assume Rey is okay with unmasking. So, at SummerSlam, Energia reigns supreme. Los Lotharios, Angel Garza and Humberto Carrillo, win the World Tag Team title belts from the Usos, sowing some seeds of dissension with Daddy Roman. Andrade wins a 5-star triple threat match for the Intercontinental title against Shinsuke Nakamura and Chad Gable. And Dominik Guerrero defeats Rey Mysterio, forcing him to unmask and leave WWE. For a while. Don't worry, kids. Wrestlers never stay gone for long. Also, after Dominik returned back in 2019 to convince Rey not to retire and to actually later become the man who retires him out of the WWE, I think that's pretty cool. Later at Crown Jewel, Zelina Vega wins the Queen's Crown tournament to complete the success train of Energia. Andrade, as Intercontinental Champion, has great 5-star matches that honor the title and improve his stock as a future main eventer. Garza and Carrillo defend the tag team titles with style and grace. Zelina is queen, and Dominik Guerrero can finally grow with the faction that will push him to the moon. And that is how I would book Andrade and the careers of so many popular Latino talent in WWE. We have given Andrade a slow and steady push over 3 years, with him growing his character and relationship with his incredibly talented faction. Do you disagree? How would you do it? Let me know in the comments, and if you would like to see more fantasy booking videos, check them out in the links below and on the screen. I'm Maverick Storm, the King of Wrestling. Have a blessed day, y'all!